Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lee Karpenko, Assistant Superintendent in School District 57, and this is Kat Manhas, the other Assistant Superintendent in School District 57. We're coming to you today from the unceded ancestral lands of the Clyde Lake Tenay, the McLeod Lake, and the Simp First Nations. We are coming to introduce a new program that we would like to share with you. Over to you, Kat.
Thanks, Lee. Howdy, everyone. We are starting a new show called On Positively Principled, where we get to meet some of our principals and vice principals across the district and talk with them about what led them into teaching and eventually school leadership, and just get to know them a little bit better. We are hoping that the communities of the schools that our leaders work in see the video, see the show, and they get to know their school leaders a little bit better as well.
Thanks, Kat, for that wonderful introduction. Our first segment will be on TJ Grisedale, and he is a vice principal at Harwin Elementary.
Thanks, TJ, for doing this. We think you're going to love it. So why don't we just start with you telling us a little bit about yourself, TJ?
Yeah, so my name is TJ Grisedale. I'm born and raised in Aldergrove, BC, down outside of Langley there. Lived there my whole life. Went to university, SFU, then went to UBC to be a teacher. Then ended up doing my master's out of the University of Calgary, and then taught overseas for a while. Taught in Wuhan, actually. Taught there for 2 years. So then ended up moving to Cairo in Egypt during the revolution, and that was a unique experience. And then after that, my now wife and I, we had a chance to come home to Prince George, so that's how we ended up here.
So can you tell us a little bit about what about teaching do you enjoy the most? What is it about teaching?
Kids, man. Kids are so much fun. Their humor, they're just a joy to be around. They fill your bucket every day just with their stories, their resiliency. I think it's awesome. Also the challenge of teaching kids, just being able to figure out what they need and make that happen, because every kid's unique, and to make them successful, that challenge of tracking down what they need and making it happen, it was awesome. Yeah.
What led you to want to do school leadership and take the vice principal journey?
Well, I had a couple of inklings, like back when I was little, that this might be something I wanted to do. I had Mr. Blackburn was his name, he was a principal. He was a really nice guy, but I was scared of him. I wouldn't go anywhere near him. I thought I was always in trouble. And one day we're playing soccer, and they just built this brand new hockey court. The fence wasn't up, so he's standing there guarding the principal's car. And I kicked a soccer one, hit him right in the head, knocked him out. And he called me down to the office, and he was just such a cool guy, personal guy. And then as I got older, I realized that it wasn't just a scary thing. There's actually like human compassion element behind that person. And then when my dad passed when I was little, the vice principal we had at the high school kind of took me under his wing. So it was something that I always kind of was like, this is cool. This is something where you can actually make an impact in kids' lives. And then, I just kind of got nudged in the direction by a bunch of people who I guess saw something in me that I may not have saw at the time. So that's kind of pushed me in that direction.
Is there anything else you wish to accomplish as a principal, vice principal?
Oh, tons. Yeah. So some of the big ones I'm really working on now is being more equitable in my practices, trying to get everyone's voice heard as a kid here, get them to be recognized and seen through the school. Really working on now getting more of the local language, culture, and history, making more visible, making more taught, having the kids speak more in DeKalb, and have it over the announcements, and just kind of get that out there and get the kids feeling comfortable. With that, yeah, those kind of big ones.
My next question is more about students.
Yeah.
And the kids that we serve every day.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us what inspires you about students today. Today's kid, what inspires you?
Oh, they're creative and resourceful. The amount of kids that can find a platform to be heard or find information that they're looking for. I remember when I was teaching, we had this one student, and he was interested in doing heavy duty mechanic. And so instead of doing the research on the computer, he phones up a local college, I won't name, and asks for information. They said, well, you're just in grade 7, we're not giving you that info right now. So what he ends up doing is he calls down to the BCR site, phones a couple of shops, ends up getting himself an internship for the summer in grade 7 all the way through high school, and the kid's in grade 12 now. So hopefully he's continuing with it, but just that resourcefulness and that resiliency that, I heard no, you're too young, I'm going to find a different way to apply what I want to do to a real world setting.
What skills are kids developing today that'll make for a better tomorrow?
Definitely think they're way more social conscious about what's going on in the world more than I was at that time. I was worried about when I was in their age, throwing a tennis ball over the house and trying to catch it on the other side. And then you look at the work of like DSAC and the work around ending racism in the schools and the leadership programs. They're just so much more aware, and they're able to get their voice out. They're able to find their voice and get it out in different ways and be heard and connect with different people and kind of be stronger and united together. As well as that growth mindset, I think is really important, that you're seeing a lot more kids and they're really resilient. When they hear no, they're going to find a way to push through, and that's super exciting to see, actually.
The last, big question we have for you is, can you tell us why being a school principal, vice principal is the greatest job in the world?
It's unique, it's fun, it's challenging, it's never the same day. I definitely get my steps in, but honestly, it's so rewarding just seeing those kids come flying into your office when you know they've been struggling to read and they're so proud. They've got tears in their eyes because they finally were able to read that book. They're doing it, just makes all that effort really worthwhile. And just the same thing with the teachers when they've been working with that kid, just to see how proud they are that their efforts paid off. It's phenomenal. It's really cool.
Great. Well, you know what? On behalf of School District 57 and Lee and I, we really thank you for the work that you folks do every single day. Welcome back to On Positively Principled with Captain Lee for our second part of our interview with TJ Grisedale over at Harwin Elementary today. The second part of our show is just a few quick hitting questions to get to know TJ a little bit better. So, okay, TJ, what book are you reading right now?
I just started Willie O'Ree's book, Willie.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh, Jurassic Park or Love Actually.
Who's your hero?
My dad.
What song would you sing at karaoke night over at one of the local watering holes in town?
Don't Stop Believing.
Who was your favorite teacher in elementary school and why?
Probably Madame Hunjan. She took us to Quebec and it was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much, TJ. Thanks for participating in Positively Principled and being our first guest. And we will chat with you soon.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. It's an honor.